Hello, hello, hello. So, today I'd like to talk about a new single that came out. I started at work at 5 AM, so I gotta get up at 3 to get to work. Takes a while to get to work, but Jacob Collier's new single, Wellll, with 4 L's, came out at midnight last night, and yeah, I just thought, I've got a couple thoughts about it. Okay, firstly, let's just say, let's start with the positives. All right, it's those verses pop. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, that's not how it goes. But and as soon as the song starts, you're bopping, and you're gonna hear all the different elements of the Jesse in it, like, as soon as it starts, the Jesse Volume 1, like, samples, and then goes straight to the, just, clean but dirty guitar at the same time. Like, I love that kind of distortion that Strandberg guitars have. And then, just those vocal hooks, like, his vocal style over that is just, it's just so different, It's so clean and harmonic. And the major ninths in the chords is cool for a rock song. And yeah, there's some cool harmony. I love how there's a breakdown pre-chorus where there's the ahs, and there's the string section, like that with the way that is arranged around just the guitar going jun 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 is so, like, clever. Second verse, so good. You can see why they just did a pre-chorus instead of the actual chorus, because that verse. And then it gets to the breakdown. Oh, I'll start with it also, if the song goes for like 2 minutes something, it's like, you can just listen to it and then you can listen to it again. It's the perfect pop rock, like, length. Like, you can just keep listening over it, and that's great for radio, that's great for, in general. Now, I really like the bridge after the 2 verses and the choruses, and that, I guess, Meshuggah-esque, new metal breakdown. There's that, it's just like a clean electric guitar and like gospel almost, the Jesse Volume 2 closed acoustic space voices, like, it's just beautiful, and then it just finishes off with a crazy, wacky metal outro, and then it quickly closes with a nice harmonic, like, I think I'm not reading you well. Like, that's great. And it's so quirky, the way the gospel vocals come together, and it has this sort of like nonchalant vibe, but still being like pristine Jacob Collier arrangement, like, And, the lyrics, like, are interesting, there's some creativity in there with saying you breathe, I breathe you, I breathe you, I think I'm reading you well. It's like, I breathe you, I need you, without you I cannot breathe, you are like oxygen to me, so I breathe you, I need you. It's a beautiful way to say I need you, it's really clever. Now, let's start talking about the things I don't like. He doesn't like that! So, the verses are just so darn good, but the chorus is just a little bit weak. It feels like a pre-chorus, but it's the chorus. It's good, but I don't know. And then you go to the next bit where there's that kind of null metal. I don't want to say like Meshuggah djent, because I know Jacob Collier likes djent and likes Meshuggah and stuff. Obviously, he likes prog metal and stuff like Pliny and stuff, probably because he likes the Strandberg guitar. But it just seems like it's just like a pull off thing that, it doesn't have to be technical to be good, but it's just like, when you have listened to a lot of metal and a lot of prog metal and a lot of prog rock and hard rock, I think that even new metal or null metal, however you say it, I think it just sounds rudimentary. It's like rudimentary hard rock, like we've all heard that before. The only people that haven't heard that before are people that don't listen to that kind of music, and they're like, oh, Jacob's going metal styles. I've never heard this before. Are you saying you can do metal? It's like, anyone can do that. Obviously not anyone can be Jacob Collier. Anything Jacob Collier, even Jacob Collier not doing something like that good is actually better than anyone else in most cases, pretty much, probably in nearly every case. And then I just find, secondly, after that beautiful gospel-y, clean guitar bit just before the final outro, I just felt like that like bit. Not the bit before the gospel, that's the bit I was talking about, that's kind of like over the horizon or whatever that band's called, like 30 Seconds to Summer or whatever. Like, it's kind of like that final like bit that just ends and he's like, I think I'm reading the world. Like, that bit feels like a breakdown section that leads to the final chorus, but it just ends. You think it's about to go somewhere and then ends. So what I'm waiting for, I think what I would listen for is waiting for that breakdown, and then it would hit you with a final chorus to take it. That's when they say, let's take it home, boys. And they play the chorus one more time for the folks out back. Singing, you know the words, sing along. And then they sing along because, you know, by the first chorus, you kind of get the vibe. Second, you kind of starting to know the words. Third one, you want to sing along. And it's like that, there's that beautiful build up, and then there's the metal breakdown, and then the final chorus, you know, I think I'm in it well. I can just hear that the verses, the chord progression, the way that's been played as a variant to change up the chorus and making it go like, imagine, John, I think I'm reading you well, damn. I think I'm reading you well. I think I'm reading you well. Like, it just ends, like, it's just like, you know the words, like, I think I'm reading you well. Like, I'm not saying there's no right or wrong way to write songs. Jacob Collier would say that himself. And there isn't. And this is just subjective to me, but I find that, and also, if it just had an extra 30 seconds to really take home the chorus, and just, I think I'm reading you well. Like, it would just like, you just like, because after that metal breakdown, you'd be like, all that dissonance, and then suddenly it opens up with like a nice resolve of nice harmony. But it just does that nice little harmony bit at the very end for like a second, 2 seconds, you know? And that song goes for 30 seconds, but if it just went for another 30 seconds of chorus just to take it home, you know, just like after that breakdown bit, you're like, because it takes you're like all over the place, and you're like, whoa, but if you just, it grounds you back to, this is where we are. I think I'm reading you well. You know what I mean? But it doesn't, it just skips that and ends. So if they just added an extra 30 seconds, if the song was like 2 minutes 50, or, you know, or how many seconds are in a minute, 60, like, you know, just like 58, or like just that little bit, or like 3 minutes, like just a little bit longer, I feel like the song would be a bit stronger in its theme. And yeah, I find that if you really listen to prog and metal and rock and stuff, I feel like it's kind of, Jacob Collier set the expectation that musically you are going to be surprised. I guess it is surprising because it's a rock song. I was kind of expecting that if you paid attention to like the Patreon and other stuff like that, I guess, which I haven't been a part of for years, but whatever. But it's just, it feels a little underwhelming, you know, and it feels a little half-baked. I think he just got the Strandberg and was like, yes, let me play. Can you give me an, and like, nah, I love Jacob Collier, but he saved my life. His music saves my life every day. And don't get me wrong, I really, really like this song. And I think it's a great pop song, but it's dressed up as a hard rock song. And it is a hard rock song, but it's just, and there's nothing, it doesn't need to be technical to be good. I mean, a lot of people that listen to Jacob Collier probably like that. And like, yes, it needs to be the technical, that's not real jazz. This is real jazz. That's not real jazz, this is real jazz. I know what real jazz is because I'm a jazz musician. And it's the same with prog and metal and rock I'm kind of doing now. Like, that's not real rock, that's not real prog metal, that's not DJ, that's not over the 30 Seconds to Mars, that's not Deftones, this is a pop song masquerading as rock, as hard rock metal, metal. It's like, no, it is rock, it is metal. But it's the kind that I'm not accustomed to. You know, I think there's a very mainstream kind of pop rock, hard rock thing that's going on, like Panic at the Disco and The Offspring and maybe 30 Seconds to Mars. I don't listen to that stuff, you know, I don't know. But, like, it's fine. That stuff has its place in the world. I just find that I expected Jacob Collier to take it in the more Pliny, Polyphia kind of vibe for some reason. And it's a great song. It's just a little underwhelming. I think he could have arranged it a bit, made it go, paid attention to the songwriting a little bit more than the overall feeling. But that's Jacob Collier's style as well, and that's part of his charm, is he's all feeling. You know, you arrange the music, it's very intricate, and it's all about the feeling, the harmony, the rhythm. Oh, you feel it so much with Jacob Collier. But I find his lyrics are riff like that too. His style of lyrics is similar to Jeff Buckley's and like certain people. It's very about sensory stimuli and very like metaphorical, and it's all about like saying something without saying it, but it's all a feeling. He's trying to get a feeling across. It's like, you know, Jeff Buckley, lonely is the road where bed is made, the open window lets the rain in. Everybody knows what it feels like to be an open window that's letting the rain in. That feeling is inside you. And the same with Jacob Collier saying like, you know, I breathe you, I need you. It's beautiful. But it's a feeling, you know? It gives you a feeling. It's like, everybody knows what it's like to have a crush on someone. Like, is this happening? Am I reading them well? I think I'm really reading them well. And I'm going to, might they be the one to sing Ultra Hyper Mega Million with me? You know, and you know, that's great, that's beautiful. Everybody can relate to that. But that's the thing about lyrics. I find that if you make things about feelings, you can't really, everyone can relate to it. It's like the lyric style is the equivalent to James Cameron, where these movies always blow up because everybody can relate to this story. They're like, what happens to the blue people though? I need to know what's under the ocean. Everybody wants to know what's under the ocean. It's like, do you want to know what's under the ocean? No, I don't care if there's a cool creature under there. It's like, you've got to be like silly to not want to know. Like, everyone wants to know. It's the same with the lyrics. Like, everybody knows that feeling and they can relate, and then the harmony and the music really takes you there. You can feel it, and the lyrics take you there. It's like the lyrics of J. Cole's lyrics on their own are beautiful and they stand alone as an art piece. But they've got their place. They got a style. But I feel like that kind of style. I just feel like this song, if it had a more of a lyrical story, like, I feel like because the arrangement is simpler than most of his music, I think that the lyrics actually have more responsibility to carry the song. And I think that, it's a beautiful poetry, there's the lyrics, but I feel like, okay, I'm asking an artist to do it a way a different artist would do it. That doesn't make sense. Why would you listen to that artist if you want them to be like another artist? I mean, it's stupid, but I just, you know, from my perspective as a songwriter, I've written lots of bad songs and lots of good songs, hopefully. I think like John Mayer style, that's something I would try to find the middle ground between Jeff Buckley and John Mayer, or, you know, Jacob Collier and John Mayer for this case, where it's, but it's like, you find a story and you go, for example, hey, I was going down to the beach and then I went down to the river and I met a pretty lady named Jermaine. And she had a fish. She said, if you let me stay at your place tonight, I'll give you a fish every second day. And then I took it back to my place and we had a nice dinner. And then the next day we took it back down. She got a fish. And then she said, but you can't eat it. But I'll catch you another fish. And then we brought him home and she stayed another day. And next thing you know, she's here a month and then I got her. And then Jermaine, should I trust her? Or maybe she's just a stranger. I don't know what she's doing with the fish. And then the next day we went back and she said, you can't eat the fish now. And then we had all these fish. And then she says, I'm actually a mermaid and I'm gonna fill your house up with fishies because we live here now. And now I'm on the street. Oh damn, Jermaine, should I ever trust a stranger? Never. I guess she turned out to be a mermaid. Yeah, like verse, chorus, like the, you know, like the verse is up. Oh Jermaine, a stranger. Like, and then the first verse. Oh, where am I? I'm in the forest, and then I've met a girl. Take her home. Oh, now she wants to go back get the fish. Chorus. Can I trust her? Then it goes back to she stole my fish. Now I don't know what to do. I've been kicked out. Back to the chorus. Guess I don't know if I could ever trust her. And then you realize you couldn't. I mean, maybe you can trust people, obviously, and some people you can't. I don't know. That's an example of the songwriting. Like, you kind of can get hooked on this lyrics, even if the music's bad. And but it's still a crap song if the music's crap. Even if the lyrics are good and the music's crap, it makes it a crap song. The music comes first. And that's where Jacob Collier is. He's taking the music comes first. But so that's why it is a great song. But I put Jacob Collier at such a high pedestal that I have a high standard, you know, and I think that I would say that this is still a great song. I think it's going to perform quite well for him. It's going to do well in the scene, in the like the pop hard rock scene, which is not a bad thing. That's great. Everybody wants to be a pop star. Not really, but you know, when John Mayer said at the Berkeley, like, hey, you know, if you want to be a pop star, be honest with yourself. Be a pop star. Don't say, I want to make jazz and then secretly want to be a pop star. Just be a pop star, you know? There's nothing wrong with being popular. Anyway, that's the point. And it's like, anyway, I just think, yeah, I would give this song, like most songs of Jacob Collier's, I'd give 5 stars, would be like, you know, Time Alone With You, All I Need, Don't You Know, Hideaway, Hajanga, With the Love in My Heart, Make Me Cry, Feel, you know, Once is probably 4 stars, but most of those are 5 stars, you know, like, Sky Above, probably 5 stars, I don't know, like, but this song, I really want to give this song 4 stars, but I think it's a 3.5, it's a 3.5, like, I'm going to listen to this song a lot. It came out today. So honestly, like, I probably haven't absorbed this song properly, but I just, you know, I think that, with Jacob Collier's, abilities and what we, expect of him does not as well translate to this genre. And I think that's fine. I love that he's doing it. It sounds so good. It's a great song, but it's not the best. It's just not the best, that's all. That's the only thing. It's just not his best song, in my opinion. I think it's a great song, and I'm going to be listening to it a lot. I'll probably say it's the best song ever in like a week's time. I'll change my mind. But I felt like it was interesting to get these initial thoughts off my chest. And it spawned an interesting thought about songwriting. Yeah, so... you know, I don't know why I reviewed this. I love Jacob Collier. I stay up until midnight every time he releases a new single. I'm so keen for Digesting for Volume 4. I've been waiting for, like, this album for ages. And, like, you know, I've seen Jacob Collier twice. I own heaps of merch, a bunch of his vinyls, you know, a bunch of signed posters here somewhere. And you know, I would love to meet you, Jacob Collier, if, you know, one day. But probably not. In your dreams, Jacob Collier, I'm too cool for you, because I'll be too cool for you when I'm hanging out and I'm like in the world and I'm the big popular rock star. And then you can do a review of my rock album and you can say, it sucks. It sucks. No, but yeah, it's a beautiful song. Just some critiques on it. Anyway, Have a nice day. Enjoy the single. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you love it or did you hate it? Give it. Did you give it 10 goo-goos or 5 or 5.5 goo-goos? Let me know.